which is different but good. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is our weekly, very loose, very chill open mic and hangout. And let's see, we have Christopher here. What's up? Good to see you again.
Hello, hello.
I know. I think Pip and Brian are showing up. Maybe Christine will stop by. How have you been since I last saw you, though?
Things are going well. I've been keeping really busy actually with um, writing, performing, competing, stuff like that.
Still in Florida, right?
I am in New Orleans now. I was
Oh,
visiting Florida when I was there.
yeah. Welcome back there.
Yeah, and I had a huge beard, and the beard is gone.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mine is trimmed a little as well. A little. Um, yeah. Well, you're welcome to do some jokes if you want, uh, or we can wait for others. I don't know. It's up to you.
No, I just really enjoyed like the format last time and just how conversational it was. A lot of them, some of them seem these Zoom things. Sometimes they're like extremely rigid, and
Oh
other
yeah,
ones it seems like you're sort of being held captive. It's like a test to see how polite you are, because some of the people they do, I don't know, they're not seeing how receptive the audience is. Like it's a very one-sided kind of situation.
oh yeah,
So this is very refreshing that people can give feedback, and it's like more of like a shared space.
oh yeah. I did an open mic not too long ago, and I was using this Zoom account, and it automatically defaults to Stoner Morning Show when I log in. And I logged in, and then I quickly changed my name, but the host gave a speech at the very beginning about how we're not supposed to give plugs to about things, and it
What?
sounded very directed at me, and it was completely like I don't know. I changed my name right when I got in. I don't. It was like, but I hear what you mean. Here comes Brian.
No, I'm busy.
Yeah, sorry.
I keep forgetting. I keep doing. I heard it's funny. I heard it's funny. You came in and I was just thinking that's the default name.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Brian, that's just too generic.
Oh, and Pip is arriving as well.
Oh, great.
Whose default name is Sam? I should tell him how to change his default name. I just found out how to do it.
I know I can find it. It's just
Yeah, yeah. BZ or Pip, have you guys gotten a vaccine shot yet? If you care to share.
so far down on that list. I have like no, I'm 40. I have no debilitations or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I can't hear you. Pip, we can't hear you. Okay. Well, I was inspired by just the sheer knowledge that there was extra doses here in New York.
Oh,
There was rumors of like extra doses at the end. So I took 2 nights to start just going around to pharmacies in my neighborhood and asking if they had spare doses, and it worked after night 2.
whoa. So which one are you getting?
I already got the Johnson & Johnson one.
So here's what I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't come across it. I want to understand. So Merck made one, Pfizer made one, Johnson & Johnson made one.
Yeah.
AstraZeneca, all the whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And being the anti-capitalist I am, I always have a problem just understanding like why isn't science stronger if they all get together.
Right.
Okay, we need a virus that works really well for people who can't take a vaccine this way.
Yeah.
Like, did they do that sort of coordination? And what is the difference between all of these companies? And I just hate. I've been real far behind the pharma curtain. That's a whole topic, but I will say that I don't like that the long-term studies just don't exist for this. So I'm not enthusiastically looking to get a virus, but I'm also willing to continue my quarantine because.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. I just I just followed Dr. Fauci's advice. I was like, he's a doctor and he's doing it, and I like.
God love you, Sean. I'll be paying close attention to you.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I know doctors who are getting it. I know nurses who are getting it. So I was just like, I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm not 100% like gung ho and sort of like no fear about the whole thing. But I mean, my whole point is that if you are willing to get it now and you're not on some like eligible list, there's like a way. There are ways to do it.
That's cool. I also think, just from what I know about vaccines, there's no way I could just get it. Like our whole family should get it, because when you get it, you shed
That's true.
dead virus to some degree. So you're bringing it into your circle.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's true. I live alone.
Yeah.
Pip, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good.
I just started my new job. I'm working
yeah.
for IBM, doing their tech support.
Yeah. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm turning off my camera quickly, but I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty fun.
Do you have any work jokes already?
Not really.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's so soul crushing. It's hard to come up with jokes because, like, the other day they showed us a video on how to fake a smile, because scientifically you will eventually trick your brain into being
Wow.
Oh
That
God,
is-
you're in hell.
That is so dystopian that I
It
can't
is.
even come up. What am I even going to say about that? It's the
Yeah.
most horrifying thing anybody has ever said to me in my place of employment.
I've
Right?
worked for IBM as well.
Oh, did you?
They were like a client at the agency I worked at. In order to work with them, we had to jump through all these crazy hoops, like get this specific developer insurance.
What was the
And of
company?
course-
Because I'm also working for a contractor.
Well, so the crazy thing is the company, it was like this thing they bought that in the course of us working on it, and we barely got to work on it because they kept shifting who owned it. It's like this, it was now a subsidiary of this. So it's called Urban Code, which they like rebranded a couple of different times. It was something they acquired and sold it, and it's half the team's in India, but it was a nightmare just working around their bureaucracy. Like you're in it a little bit more than I am with you're doing customer service.
Yeah, that's
Telling you to
that's what I'm
smile.
doing.
Ugh.
I would love to see that video.
No, you wouldn't, Sean. The truth is that it was like 1% of my brain was able to be a comedian and be like, okay, this is hilarious, and I know that. But the other 99% of me was completely in it, and I just could not see the humor.
Well,
But,
I think me being able to watch it and not in a different context of not being told I have to watch it, I might find more sort of like shocking enjoyment out of it. You know what I mean? But I hear you about how.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you would. Probably.
I would love to hear.
Yeah, it's just I'd love to be able to. I'd love to be able to share it with you, but unfortunately, I don't have access to the videos when I'm not at work.
I would love to interview the people who made it, the people who acted in it, and the people who like wrote it, filmed it, just to hear like their thoughts about it.
Well, it's like BZ was saying about the bureaucracy. They've created a system in which no individual ever has to interact with any individual.
Right.
That will actually like apply these ideas. So like the people who train for customer service have clearly never actually done the job, because if they did, there's no way they would make a video like that. It's so insulting.
Yeah.
So like if you want to talk to the people who make the video, they're just trying to get paid. They're a part of the bureaucracy. They don't give a shit. And they know that I don't give a shit, and I'm just gonna space out the whole time anyway. So the system works in a way that ensures that everybody has a job, nobody's happy, and nobody actually gets any productive work done.
But they're all smiling.
They're all smiling because that's what it does.
Wow.
Oh, and my buddy Jared's gonna hop on in like 10 minutes if that's cool.
Oh yeah.
He's
I,
a funny
sh-
guy.
I shared in the chat, but it's just for us. Don't put it out there because it's
Okay.
an unlisted link. But if
Got
you're
it.
interested, it is a video that a pharmaceutical company I worked for had like sent to their salespeople and doctors because it's all about adherence, like that people aren't sticking to the drugs they were prescribed, and you need to tell them to do that harder. And so I saved a copy for myself and then added pop-ups that gave a little bit of just snarky bullshit about how much budget went into this shit and what they're really saying, and just kind of mocking it. I did it at an open mic live once, but I don't really want it to be like circulated and out there. I don't know if I'd get in trouble, but I share it with like friends in private chat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for anyone watching. I'm just a tease.
Sure. It's just for Christopher, Sean, and Pip. Sorry, everyone.
You got it. Sorry, fans. This video is just for us.
You got to subscribe to the Patreon for the Stoner Morning Show that will maybe exist later. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Y'all got a Patreon.
I'll let you have that for exclusive Patreon content.
Sweet.
Right.
BZ, do you want to do music now before we forget?
Sure. Yeah, I gotta
Because
read.
you got a bolt early. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading a graphic novel to my kids.
Oh, what are you reading to them?
It's called Bone.
Old?
Like these weird, I don't know what it is, man. It's these like weird little white animation looking people that also live in sort of a realistic looking medieval time. And it's really weird. I like story time because it's just like with the kids, because I get to just like treat it like a voice acting gig. Especially the reading a graphic novel, I just invent characters and I don't have to describe the scene as a narrator as much. So
Yeah.
Very cool.
I have one more question before you play.
Yeah.
So you're doing story time for 2 kids, right?
Yes.
Do they because I used to teach theater to kids, and whenever I read and I showed the photos, I would have to remind them, everyone's going to get to see the photo. You don't have to fight and push each other out of the way to see the photo. Do they do that just with 2 of them?
No, they're on both sides of me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I'm just sitting there with the book and like, I'm moving my finger from panel to panel just for kind of my own thing. Because sometimes it's like a character is just like, sighing. There's no talk bubble. So I'm just like, I'll rest on a moment. But yeah, they're right there with me. I don't have them on the other side. That would
Showing up to meet an exit. That's an easier way to do it.
We're done at 2, I hope. So it won't get more story time won't get more complicated or reading. By the time I'm reading, if I have another one.
All right, well, take it away.
No, I'm gonna just sit here and ramble about reading my kids. So this is actually something I've never played out anywhere yet, but that's what open mics are for.
Yeah.
And but it's something I really want to, get as a solid cover. I just want to do. It's a song by Solomon Burke, and I really think
Ooh, I love him. He's fantastic.
Yeah. And I think this song, I've said that this song is really like the true like theme of like Black Lives Matter.
Oh, hell yeah.
You better listen, my sisters and brothers. If you do, you can hear voices calling across the year. They're crawling across the ocean and calling across the lake, reaching out, hoping we'll understand. None of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free. If one of us is chained, none of us are free. And there are people still in darkness, and they just can't see the light. If you don't say it's wrong, that says it's right. We gotta try to feel for each other. Let our brothers know that we care. We gotta get the message, send it out loud and clear. None of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free. If one of us is chained, none of us are free. Yeah, it's a simple truth we all need just to hear and to see. None of us are free. If one of us is chained, none of us are free. And I swear your salvation isn't too hard to find. None of us can find it on our own. Now we gotta join together in spirit, heart, and mind, so that every soul is suffering will know they're not alone. None of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free. One of us is chained. None of us are free.
Yeah.
Damn, that was great.
That was
First time playing that
wonderful.
one live in front of people?
I think so.
Wow.
BZ,
Well,
I gotta tell
my
you.
wife was here live to catch it. She just stood by and watched. I was kind of being like, why don't you just come over and sing? This is
Hi.
DZ. She's
Yeah,
the DZ
yeah.
to my BZ.
Um,
Hi, DZ.
I
Great
thought you were
seeing
in the
you.
hardware store longer. She's planning a wood building project, and I thought we'd be at Home Depot until they close.
No.
But I told
BZ,
her
what made you pick that song?
because it slaps and it's
It
apt.
does slap. It's
apt and
weird.
it slaps.
Because I'm not lying, I've been listening to that song obsessively for the past week.
He knew that
Like-
you were listening to that song for the past week.
Yeah, have you
He knew
been
you were
stalking
here.
me? Like,
You played it.
yeah, I
You.
figured. That's
welcome, Deb.
unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but
I-
I'm not lying. I have been listening to that song like several times a week for the past
Wow.
couple
I
weeks.
have shared
Yeah.
that song. It's a tradition for me to share that song on the 4th of July.
mm.
Just because I'm a bitter fuck. Like that's the
No,
only thing I'll
no,
share on
that's
the
the-
4th of July. Nice fireworks, everyone. None of us are free.
Man,
That
can you
would be the
imagine if
appropriate
you
time to share it?
can you imagine if you
I
like
think that's a good
hacked
move.
if you hacked some city's fireworks show that instead of playing the boss, and you just played that song on a loop?
Come on, Seattle, step up.
Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
us that moment.
Oh man!
Cleveland.
Even if he did play the boss, most of his songs were not very patriotic.
Well, no, but
Um,
Born on the Fourth or Born in the USA is played like at every fireworks display, and that's like kind
yeah,
of a
it's an
protest song.
anti-Vietnam screed. That
Yeah.
song it's not very friendly to the red, white, and blue type.
But
I
it's
think
got a
it's-
good tune and it says USA, so
Yeah, right.
Why
that's
don't you
nobody
hang
will
does
know.
have a good
I'm not
tune.
hanging because you
It's
told me I'm
very
not gonna
anti.
read.
No. Why
And
did, what did I tell you guys? What am I doing?
Are you all gonna play
why
a
do I gotta
cover of
go?
Born in the USA?
No, why do I gotta leave? I gotta go read.
You have to story
Turn off
time.
the mic.
You gotta
know,
read the
don't-
book.
I was in the
Sing
middle
a
of doing
song.
something.
Sing a song.
I haven't practiced anything. I'm not
All
playing
right.
something right now.
Well, my wife just won't stay and sing a song for you.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just gonna sign off and say goodbye.
I'm gonna practice a lot this week though, because I actually got myself on the hook to play at a hospital next Friday. So
Oh,
I don't
That's
want to make a bunch of
exciting.
people waiting for vaccines and people working at the hospital to have to listen to shitty music. So I gotta practice this week.
play that Bob Seger song.
That's
Yes.
a good idea.
I have to bring Beezy along for that.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try. Let's see if we can pull it off.
Are you- Are you gonna come to that?
Yeah, I hope so.
I have to talk to anyway. That's another
Well,
conversation.
I gotta go read.
Yeah.
You guys have fun. I got a bunch
Okay.
of stuff to do, but I'll practice something. I'll come join you guys. Like next
Nice.
week
Yeah,
or
let's-
soon.
Looking
All right.
forward. You take care.
You too. Have a good night.
Hi, Pip. I enjoyed our synchronicity.
Yeah, you're a good guy, man. Take it
All right.
easy.
Later.
Christine
Yeah,
is watching. Christine is watching. She says hi, and Jason is
Hey,
watching.
Christine.
Jason is watching, and he reminded us that Stoner Morning Show does have an OnlyFans that we never use.
We have an OnlyFans. Of
Yeah.
course we do, right? I mean, how else are going to people to pay to have sex with me?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's I forgot about our OnlyFans. Can you post that link in the comments?
Yeah, I'll have to find it, but sure.
I didn't realize that was a condition of OnlyFans, that you could just do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be pornographic.
Right.
I
No, it
didn't
could
know
be
that. Wow.
Christopher, what have you been up to?
Just let him swallow.
Yeah.
You got this.
I've been trying to raise awareness for people to support small businesses. So one of the things that I do is I have a front porch that's on Canal Street. So it's like a high visibility area. And I have whiteboard signs that I have outside that just say different phrases, little quotes of mine. And then what I've been doing is I've been going to businesses that have closed and going out with chalk markers and writing messages on the windows as well.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the messages are our choices today affect our options tomorrow, meaning by continuing to buy stuff from Amazon, because it seems like the better option now.
Mm-hmm.
It's eliminating all the other businesses. So it's going to be one of the few options left later.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've also, I mean, this is not very, I don't know, it's not for the faint of heart, right? So
Yeah. Right.
during, there was this whole poem by Niemöller back during the Holocaust. The first they came, first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not one of them. So I've been doing a twist on that because complicity, and again, really quickly, complicity is when you don't stand in someone's way, right? So complicity is I didn't help, but I also didn't stop. And so
Right.
one of the way that Germany rose to power is because it wasn't about being able to overwhelm or overcome other countries. It was about just getting them to believe, like, okay, if I just leave you alone and let you just pass by and do your own thing, you'll leave me alone, right? So a lot of people were like that with Amazon. It was like, oh, I'm a small business, but what ends up happening is Amazon replicates their products and calls them Amazon Basics. So all they're doing is they use FedEx and they use UPS. And so FedEx and UPS have spent decades trying to find really efficient routes.
Mm-hmm.
And so what Amazon did was they tracked their packages to basically steal 20, 30 years worth of logistics.
Wow.
And then
Smart.
what they did was
Crazy.
then, so Amazon Basics, all they do is like, let's say you come up with a cool product. Amazon's like, okay, well, you can feature it here. But once it hits a certain mark, all Amazon does, since they have the money, is they find that the tiniest little
They
issue
slap a label on it.
within your patent,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have it as their Amazon Basics. And so now if let's say you were successful, so you don't have the manufacturing or the distribution that Amazon does. So they take the product that they helped you sell,
Right.
and now they're selling it directly, and they're completely subverting you. So
Damn.
a lot of how they're
Not cool.
ruling over is very similar to the tactics used from the Nazis.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but you get people to be cooperative, complicit, and compliant. So you would think it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't say that because the Nazis like blatantly killed people. And so, but if you look at like the drug abuse, the overdose, the suicide rate as a result of people losing their jobs,
Sure.
like more people are dying as a result of that than people who died during World War II. Like more people last year killed themselves from overdose just last year than everybody we lost in the entire Vietnam War.
You're
Gee.
referring to Americans, just to clarify, right?
Just
Okay.
just Americans.
Yeah, because World War II killed a whole lot of Europeans. Just wanted to clarify.
No. Yeah, what I'm saying is like just here, but then we talk about the suicide rate like worldwide. I mean, it's like for every one person who's died. So like the rough numbers is that 500,000. They keep saying 500,000 people, 500,000 Americans have died from COVID.
Mhm.
So that means time-wise, because I've been doing all this crazy math. You asked me what I was up to. This is what I've been doing. So that
Yeah.
means basically every 75 seconds since March 19th of last year, somebody's died from COVID-related issues.
Mhm.
And the quotation isn't because I think COVID is not real. It's
Right.
because a lot of those were extenuating circumstances and other things, other factors where it was propelled by them being even that much more sick.
Right. Right.
But what has happened is the suicide rate is like every 16 seconds in America, just in
Gee.
America, people have killed themselves.
Right.
That's like blatant, indisputable suicide. Now, anybody here who's a rock fan or movie fan, they always have the accidental overdose. That
Right.
doesn't even take into account accidental overdose,
Mm.
which is kind of a weird term anyway. So that's what I've been doing. And so
Where'd you find
I'm
the
doing
numbers for the suicide rate?
so the CDC and then the Center for Suicide Prevention, that's where all the facts and figures are coming in.
Yes.
They've got like a lot of data about it now, because what was happening is going into 2020, suicide was going to be the big thing that we started breaking our silence and
Mm.
started talking about more. But then COVID happened in 2020, and then that became the front line. But then, we already had an exponential suicide rate. And then you take into account what COVID has caused, which is job loss, death in the family, isolation, lack of support. So people who used to go to AA meetings, NA meetings, suicide survivors meetings, a lot of that stuff was just shut down.
Mm.
Not to mention people who would just go, like, say what you will about God, but the church, just church community, and with churches being gone. So, I mean, that's and so that oddly enough, that's one of the reasons why I write a lot of jokes, is because, this is the time where with cancel culture and everything, we desperately want to laugh, but we are so quick if we hear the slightest little thing that triggers or offends or whatever, we're just like, you've caused emotion in me that I'm not comfortable with. And so I'm gonna write these threatening emails to Disney or CNN or whoever it is that you work for, and let them know that I'm very upset
Yeah.
and that I'm offended. And so what I've been doing now is just sort of being able to just blank it out. So one of the reasons why I was in Florida is because it hit really bad over there. And now here in New Orleans, so much of its business is generated from Mardi Gras and
Yeah.
all the preparation that goes into it, and tourism.
Mm-hmm.
Mardi Gras was canceled. So some people, their entire year is putting together parade floats, seamstresses making costumes. What little you might know about it, it is a major, major event.
Yeah.
And the second it got to the point where they're like, look, we're so far behind, it's pretty much a sure thing they're going to cancel Mardi Gras, immediately, like
Mhm.
thousands and thousands of jobs just gone, just
Yeah.
absolutely gone. So that's what I've been doing here in this city, and then going out to Texas and helping out there as well, and helping out in the way that I am now, just introducing topics that a lot of people don't necessarily like to talk about.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I went
yeah.
off on a rant there. Sorry.
No, it provides perspective. It's a good reminder of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I had to be reminded about violence against Asian Americans because I've kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that slipped through the cracks a bit with all the news that's going on.
Yeah.
So it's good to build awareness about that sort of thing. So you said they canceled Mardi Gras, Christopher. I didn't know that. That sucks.
Yeah, it already would have happened, right?
So
And for the New Yorkers,
Yeah.
it's not Mardi Gras is not one day. It's not Fat Tuesday. Mardi Gras starts in January
Mm-hmm.
with various different festivities
Yeah, there's
with the
like
Joan of Arc, the
hundreds
Joan
of
of Arc parade.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Joan of Arc parade. They have
Right
different
back.
crews, KREWE.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they have tons of different things within just the Catholic religion and the celebrations with that, and then within specifically like New Orleans culture and all the different things. So these are like membership fees that people have paid, all anticipating that 1 or 2 days. These are kids in band in school who were looking forward to being able to play at some point in time throughout a parade. Like, I mean, we are talking about a complete shutdown. When you cancel New Year's Eve Times Square, what it means is they're going to be hurting for about a week or two, and the pizza places and the restaurants and the ones who justify paying high traffic rent because they want to be there in Times Square, so they can charge people $30 to use the bathroom. But Mardi Gras and New Orleans, I mean, it's momentous, and it's also like killing a lot of the momentum that people have had. And tourism is a huge amount of the money that's made here because the city is so small. It's the same size as like San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's really small. And so what ended up happening was when they talked about the percentage of people that were getting sick from COVID, not to mention we also got blamed because Mardi Gras last year
Yeah.
was in February. And so they're just like, what are some large scale events that took place? So imagine if COVID became extremely prominent in mid-January, New York would have been blamed intensely for it because they would have said all these people converged in Times Square,
and
Right,
it
right.
4 million
was.
people were in a dense area.
Yeah.
So New Orleans took the heat for a lot of that. And then what they did was, it's weird, they take percentages. And so we had a high percentage, but people didn't take into account those numbers were skewed because the actual population in New Orleans is like 380,000. But at any given time, there's close to 2.5 million people in this city.
Oh,
They're
wow.
just in hotels.
Yeah, yeah.
So when they were looking at the percentage of the population, it's like it doesn't take very many people getting sick for that
Yeah.
to represent 5 or 6% of the population. So people, they're thinking that we're like as densely populated as New York when
Yeah.
really we're not.
Mm.
Anyway,
Huh.
sorry.
Well, I thought of the saddest business idea a few days ago. If you guys want to hear it.
Is it call your mother and say that we like you, or is it
No,
that?
I mean we're trying to do that definitely.
It's a solid business.
But no, but it's a body pillow marketed to single guys that they can the guys buying it can request to have the pillow scented like their ex-girlfriend.
Hey,
like,
hey, Gavalt.
like it's like it can smell like your ex-girlfriend's perfume or body.
Sean, they already got scented body pillows, and I won't tell you why
They
I know
do?
that.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure they do. I mean, I'm not very well.
But this company specifically asks you what
Your
brand
ex
of
smelled
lotion
like.
your ex-girlfriend used.
I mean, look, if there's a will, there's a way, Sean. And I think
Yeah.
that if you set your mind to this business, you will succeed.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I don't think that's the saddest business ever.
It's pretty sad.
I don't know, man. I think
Christine says she likes the idea. Samantha says she was thinking of something worse, which I don't know what that could be. And then Jason gives it a thumbs down. But it's for
I would say a funeral home is probably a sadder way to make a living. If I'm just
Sure.
being honest.
But doing something for others is what makes you happy. So would be weird to work around dead bodies, I'm sure, if you work for a funeral home, but you're providing a service and being there for people. I don't know. It might be a fulfilling life.
It could be. I think that all of this depends on your perspective. Now, you said that making people happy is the path to happiness, which is a nice theory, but I'm pretty sure that every time I have made anybody happy, it's just led to misery. So I need you to prove that. I need you to back it up.
Yeah.
No, I kid, of course. I'm a very nice person.
Yeah.
Just
And
no, I do like that idea. Scented body pillows.
And only because it was referenced earlier, here's the gratitude calls. If anybody wants us to call your parents and let them know how proud they should be of you.
That's a great idea. But
we've sold a few phone calls, not as many as I would have liked, but
I got a question about your body pillow though.
Yeah, okay.
Is it gonna look like the ex-girlfriend too?
No.
So what will it look like? Is it gonna be like one of those hentai pillows that's got like that anime chick vibe, or is it gonna look photorealistic? Is it gonna look like a person?
That's so funny. I put that in the chat. They make body pillows of hentai characters.
There we go. Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. I know my anime friends.
I think it kind of looks just like a bowling pin, where it's just sort of like
okay,
like that.
So nobody is mistaking this for a real woman.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, it's safe for you to have guests over and for them to see this, and you just be like,
I need a nice pillow that I definitely don't have sex with. Yeah.
I mean, people are going to do whatever they want with it, but it specifically smells like nobody has to know that it smells like your ex-girlfriend's shampoo if they see the pillow on your bed, you know?
Well, that's definitely something to add to the pile of your business ideas.
Yeah.
I want to start a dating app. Yeah, but I want it to be for assholes. Dating app for people who don't like dating, people who are kind of jerky and cranky and think that it's all bullshit, right? For assholes, I'll call it ass swipe. And I really think that's the missing niche in the online dating app market. It's just people who hate to date and who don't want to, and who don't like it, and who are kind of nasty a little bit, but not mean. They're sassy. They've got a little bit of an attitude, but they've got a heart of gold.
It sounds like you just described like a group of people that fight crime.
Well, those are the kinds of heroes that we need on this dating app.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I would download it personally. And they say never build anything unless it's something that you would personally want. So that's why I would want that dating app.
Yeah.
Dating app for assholes. Ass swipe.
Christopher said he has to jump off and he'll be back in 20. We might not be here in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we will be. Did my buddy Jared show up or no? I guess
not yet.
Came. Huh, he said 10 minutes like 20 minutes ago.
Oh
no. Well, that's okay. We could,
let's not get offended or anything that he didn't show up. Let's not take it personally.
do we? Have you ever taken that sort of thing personally?
I'm sure.
I mean, that's, to be honest with you, Sean, you stumbled on one of the things that I think is the hardest about this whole business is it's so personal. Everything that you do in comedy comes from you. And yet you face rejection, I imagine, on a daily basis. Not you personally, but anybody. Yeah. So how do you not take that personally?
I think any show I've done where I've done horribly or I've gotten heckled or even booed, which, one, I always try to tell myself, I try not to blame it on the audience. Sometimes I try to say like, look, Sean, you just didn't give them what they wanted or you weren't your best, but don't let it destroy you, in some ways, I don't think I get over it, but I just sort of like do it again and then do a good show. And then that sort of erases the previous feeling, I guess.
Okay. So it's really just about getting back out there and just keeping it going.
Because I've even thought about quitting before, and I know you've taken like a break. You know,
I took a break because I wasn't happy.
Oh yeah.
The thing
Good
with
reason.
me, the thing with me in comedy, Sean, is that like I'm sure you've heard this sort of thing before, but I really never felt like I had a choice. It's genuinely the only thing I've ever wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
And frankly, I think I'm built for it. What with like having a super weird face and comedic tone to my voice.
Yeah.
Just everything about it. It just seems like I don't believe in God, but I think if there was a God and I don't become a successful comedian, then he's an asshole. Because like, why would you make me like this? And then have me not do what else am I supposed to do? For real. I can't do anything else. So I gotta do comedy. But my issue, like when I took a break, it was because I loved everything about I hated everything about comedy except for the actual act of telling jokes and getting laughs. That's the only part of it that I like. All of the other you got to do the social media and you got to talk to all the comedians after the show, which is, by the way, the only time I never want to talk to a comedian is right after I get off stage.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell me good set, man. I just don't. I'm coming down from all the adrenaline right now, and I'm not even a person for another 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And you know, everything that goes along with the grind of comedy. But the show itself, man, that's the best feeling in the world, is doing a good show.
I know what you mean about needing a break from people after you get off stage, because I sometimes do need that. I maybe need a like 10 minutes of like chill time to reset myself, you know, but I definitely need it before. Like I can't like hang out and joke around with people before.
I'm not ready. I have to like get my set all together. And for a while I thought it was my approach because, you know, I mean, you've worked with me a little bit lately. You know that I'm a little bit ADHD as a writer and as a performer and all that. So I really do like to let adrenaline tell some of the story when I'm doing comedy. I don't ever know 100% how my set's going to go before I get on stage. And I'm not talking about the audience either. I'm talking about me. I don't know for sure how I'm going to tell each joke until it happens. I get a good idea of it. But the point is that like, don't talk to me before I get on stage because I am not there. And that's one thing that I've noticed a lot of really good, successful comedians have no problem doing that. And that's one thing that I always found, just how are you a person before you have to perform? Is it just you got a lot of practice, you know your set backwards and forwards, you go up every single night for years and you'll get comfortable with it?
Right.
Or is it just that they don't have that anxiety that you and I have?
I think some of them still do have that. I can't think of examples, but I've heard
anxiety that you and I have.
I've heard successful working comedians sometimes talk about how they just need to like chill out beforehand. Musicians have that too, some.
Oh yeah, for sure. Music is a little different though. And as someone who's done both on stage, the nerves associated with performing music are not even comparable to comedy.
Whoa.
Because I get up there as a comedian, I get up there with no net and no instrument, and I'm by myself. And unlike any other performance art, comedy, you get instant feedback from the audience. So you know immediately whether or not you've succeeded. That's not true in music. In music, my band was never good. I'm not going to lie. We kind of sucked, but we got drunk and we played our punk rock music and nobody gave a shit, you know? Hey, there he is.
Here I am.
Sean, this is Jared Laxer. He's a comedian.
Hey.
You could introduce yourself, Jared.
Oh, no, I want to hear what my intro was going to be.
I was going to say you were a comedian from New Jersey, then Toronto, producer of the Survivor comedy show.
Outwit, outplay, outlaugh. Yes.
Outwit, outplay, outlaugh.
Is that like a sketch show or play based off of Survivor?
It's actually it's a comedy competition series with the rules of Survivor. We do 8 weeks in a row. We start with 18 people. The challenges are all comedy performance based, and then the players vote each other out.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I did the pilot series of that a few years back, and got the opportunity to write a couple sketches and do some improv, which I had never done at that point. Sketch I had, but not improv. So that was pretty fun. And it's a cool show because you got comedians from all sorts of different backgrounds. You got the improv guys and the stand-ups, and even the actors, I believe.
Yeah, I would cast some actors. Like even in the Toronto edition, one of my seasons I cast a guy who had only ever done YouTube comedy.
There you go.
And
how did he do?
Do you really want to know? We went out first.
I imagine that he would. That's one of my favorite things is when like the memers and the YouTubers and the TikTokers try to do stand-up and just it's not even like I don't think I'm being mean right now. I really don't. But you not recognizing that live comedy is very, very different from what you've been doing is just funny. And I have an issue trying to make the opposite transition, so I get it. But it's always pretty nice when you see someone get like taken down a peg or two.
It's always fun to see a kid fail.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation, but everybody's got that one friend who's like, "Oh, I could do comedy. Yeah, it's so easy. I could do it." And then you take them to an open mic and they bomb like a motherfucker, and that's just so satisfying to me. It's not easy, man. It is not an easy thing to do.
But on the flip side of that, one time I was doing a show, and then afterwards a stranger came up to me and said, I can't believe that's so cool. I can never do what you do. And I said, what do you do? And he goes, I'm a surgeon. I'm like, you asshole. like what do you...
It's always amazing to me when someone says something like that. Where do you get the balls to do this? I'm like, dude, no. I just hate myself enough that I don't care.
I bet.
I truly don't care what happens to me on stage.
I bet that this surgeon specifically said that to you because he tries to say funny things while he's performing surgery. It never works.
What kind of surgeon one-liners do you think he's been cracking? That's what.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could come up with actual funny ones. I don't know if I could come up with ones that aren't funny.
See, this is the kind of joke writing that I'm so bad at. Like when you got to zero in on like puns.
Oh yeah.
What are some surgery puns?
Oh yeah. Well,
I bet he considers himself a real cut-up.
Yeah.
See, these are the jokes that this is what I need you for.
And see, when I said that I could do it, I didn't mean that I could do it now. So good work, Jared. I mean that I could write them. I could sit down and think about it. Good work coming up with someone on the fly.
You think he's sitting up there like the night before with like a notebook, writing jokes, trying
Probably
to like workshop his type 5 for surgery?
For a short amount of time, I had a job teaching electronic medical record software updates to doctors and nurses. So I was working on hospital floors for quite a while. And I once heard this doctor who it seemed like he thought the nurses really loved him, and all the nurses, I could really tell, could not stand him. And he came up.
Fantastic dynamic.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite. It's when somebody has power and is therefore delusional because they don't realize that no one is telling them the truth.
Well, he came up to a group of nurses and proceeded to sing some spoof song that he wrote to some pop song that I don't remember what. And it was just a bunch of medical terms. But he stood there and sang the whole 3-minute song, staring at these nurses like...
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it was unbearable to watch. And I had it been even worse to be in. Like, I was witnessing the moment. I wasn't in the moment,
Right. Oh, true.
Did he get any laughs the whole 3 minutes? Not one?
I mean, maybe nervous, polite laughter,
Yeah. And where would we be without that?
Yeah.
What is this live streaming to?
It goes into facebook.com/stoner morning show.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And also YouTube.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Jared, did you have jokes that you wanted to try, or are you just hanging out? Nobody tried a joke.
Yeah, nobody brought jokes.
No. Although the body pillow, well, actually, let's get Jared's reaction on this. Because this is, I didn't tell it as a joke, but it's kind of a joke premise that I have. But it's that I'm wondering why there is not a company that markets body pillows to single men that the single men can request to have scented like their ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, there's some definite like cross-platform synergy between the perfume market and the body pillow market.
Yeah,
It's
right.
a good idea.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm into that.
I'm into it too. I won't be your first customer or anything. But
No, but I'll definitely share it on Facebook and be like,
yeah,
oh,
if you want me to promote this thing, Sean, that's the key. It's all in the pitch. It's all
Maybe
in
I
the
should do
ad.
it. Maybe I should do an Indiegogo for like $100,000, saying that I want to start this sad single guy body pillow.
Are you going to like record yourself pitching it, or would you do something different?
I think I would record a video of me laying in my bed looking sad, saying that I wish I had a body pillow that smelled like my ex. And,
You would just say it like that.
yeah.
That is.
And people are commenting about turning it into some sort of sex pillow. That's not what I'm interested in. I mean,
Oh,
you
it's
can have
about-
sex with anything.
It's about the odor. Yeah, you could have
Yeah,
sex
right.
with whatever you want.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna pay top dollar just to have sex with a pillow,
Yeah.
because they could do that.
Oh, and somebody asked, what about for women? Yeah, we could do a firmer body pillow that smells like cologne, or your boyfriend's Pert Plus 5, whatever his body wash was, you know?
To be honest, how many women are gonna buy this pillow?
Yeah.
I mean, women also use pillows.
Do they
Yeah.
do they use body sex pillow? Not sex pillows.
It's a cuddling pillow.
It's a cuddling pillow. Yeah, that's not a bad idea then.
But, okay, so it's also because guys just don't know this kind of thing. Like, you might order this, but you don't know the body wash that your ex-girlfriend used. So then we would have a separate department that we'd be like, all right, what's your ex-girlfriend's number? And then we would call them up, posing as like a survey company, and then just like, and by the way, what kind of body wash do you use?
All right, now I don't know if I'm on board.
Because you might have to do that.
You're gonna need to hire like a private investigator to.
Yeah, no, I think you have to bring the information yourself.
Right.
Once there's investigating going on.
You're missing sales, though.
It's possible. I mean, look, you could definitely, within the confines of the law, I bet with all the data that Facebook and all these companies have on us, you could probably find out exactly.
Yeah, someone knows.
Someone knows, and you could probably find out without disturbing the ex-girlfriend. That's what's key.
Yeah.
I don't know. This all reminds me of like Nathan For You. When he like goes to a pillow factory and he has his pitch or something.
That's a great show.
Yeah,
oh, fantastic. That guy, I went to the same college as that guy, but way later.
Oh,
Where did he go to college?
Canada.
Well, he went to a couple of schools, but one of the the school that I went to that he also went to, Humber College in Toronto, has a 2-year comedy writing and performance program.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool idea. 2-year comedy writing and performance program.
Yeah, it was a super fun time.
I should find the email list for the student body, and I can do it in 1 year.
That you can.
Well, a lot of people do because they go and they're like, "Wait, this is unnecessary to do," and they leave.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I would assume, and that's what I assume about most paid comedy classes.
But also most paid college too.
True. Yeah, that's fair. But the truth is that I don't really know. I know, like with film school, it's a waste, but you also have to go. According to what people tell me, you don't really learn how to make films, but you do learn how to meet the people who do make films. So I don't know if this Hunter whatever comedy class is like that, where you actually can make connections. But if Nathan for you is able to do it,
Yeah, I mean, he did it.
yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
He was there.
He's not bad.
he is the most famous alumni of our college that
So far, Jared.
so far.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
you got this.
Jared,
Give me a
or,
moment.
Jared,
Yeah.
Jared or Pip, do you have any joke premises that you want to talk about? I like even doing that where if it's like, hey, you don't have to tell a joke, but what are you thinking about writing jokes about?
I was talking to a friend the other day, and the reason why I don't want to do this bit is because every stand-up and their dog has a bit about Tinder. But I just have this one bit about, or this idea about how Tinder could never work for me, because who's going to be swiping through photos and see my picture and just become immediately aroused and like know that they need to meet me right away? That's not going to happen. That's not the way it's going to happen for me. I have to talk to people first. I have to converse. You have to see the way my face moves, because when it's static, it's just not as funny. But that's all I got. That's like my premise for a joke.
What you need is like a profile GIF.
A profile GIF.
Yeah, because as long as you're not static, you're fine. Like,
yeah, no, I think my face looks better when it's moving. I really do think that.
I think it looks better. I think my look.
That's the funny part of the premise to me. Not the funny part of the premise to me is not like, someone wouldn't want to swipe on me based on what I look like.
Self-pitying, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's also not true. I do okay on Tinder.
Yeah, exactly. And what's it called? Fucking, I just think it's funnier, a way funnier motion or idea to be like, yeah, no, me in motion is just like a 10, whereas me static is like a 2.
That's funny. Okay, yeah. All right. Maybe I'll go there with it. That's not bad.
I think I definitely look better in 3D than in 2D.
And I think it's probably generally true. Most comedians do better on dates in person than we do on dating apps. I mean, I'm sure there are exceptions.
Yeah.
The hot comedians.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, I know, right? What are you even doing comedy for?
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, some of them have trauma.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess beautiful people can hurt too.
No, I guess so.
I guess I'm proof of that.
It's kind of just like, I mean, and I think we're all attractive in our own way, don't get me wrong, but there's attractive and there's conventional hot. There's like hotties, and I have seen like really hot people doing comedy very poorly, and I just don't understand why. I really don't get it. If you could be a model, you shouldn't be doing open mics.
It's like it must be a special kind of neglect they're getting somewhere else.
Yeah,
that they're seeking the attention.
You'd assume.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know why I want the approval of strangers. It's none of your business, but why do you want the approval of strangers?
Well, everybody, this was a great open mic / hangout.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for showing, Jared. We'll talk in a bit, okay?
Jared, did you have anything you wanted to plug before we go?
Oh, follow me on
Twitter,
everybody.
Yeah. Also, I'm on Twitter at Real Snoop Dogg. No, it's at Jared Laxer. And that's it. I barely tweet, but that's what Pip did, so I figured I'd plug it too.
I tweet when I'm in the mood, but I'll tweet more if I get more followers. I promise.
Actually, follow me on Twitter because I'm developing because I'm developing a game that I'm looking for people to play.
There we go.
Boom.
All right. I'll talk to you later, friends. Y'all
Yeah.
have a good one.
All right, I'll hop off.
Jared, follow up with us about that game. You should come on the show and talk about it.
100%. I would love to do
Yeah.
that.
All right.
All right.
Media. Talk to you later. All right. Bye.